Hello everyone and welcome back to another video here today from Modify Figures. In this video today, we have got a Wyatt 6 3-pack review. There isn't really any reviews on this on YouTube, so I'm pretty one of the first people to review it. There's like a few reviews, I looked up, there's like one or two, but none of the major figure channels have reviewed this, like Madame Toys, Bredo Live. They don't seem to have it yet, they haven't reviewed it. But yeah, I'm going to be doing a review. First we're going to take a look at the box. Then we will be doing a in-depth look at all three figures. I did not get the Ultimate Edition Uncle Howdy because I was waiting to get this one, because I don't think there's really that much difference. All you're really getting with the Ultimate Edition is a few more head scans and a lantern. I already have a lantern, so it's not a big deal to me. And I thought it's like 30 euros dearer to get this, I think, because it's like 35 euros for an Ultimate. I think this was around 60 euros, I believe. But yeah, here is a look at the box. Okay, now I'm going to take a look at the box. You're not getting a lot of accessories other than you get the hammer, which that's the hammer that Erick Rowan comes out with. You get Erick Rowan's mask, and then you get Uncle Howdy's hat. That is really all you're getting with this. No interchangeable hands with these. Yeah, no interchangeable hands, but I mean, I still it's not like the biggest deal in the world. I mean, if you could have gave interchangeable hands, probably Erick Rowan would have came with some fisted ones. Howdy, maybe something like that. You know, he's reaching out his palm and he's doing a pose. And then Nikki Cross, maybe some fisted hands. You get absolutely nothing with Nikki Cross. At least with Howdy and Erick Rowan, you get something. You get some accessories. But yeah, I'm glad that you get the hammer with it. That is like one of the best accessories. We will take a closer look at the figures, but here's Erick Rowan. He looks absolutely incredible. He might be my favorite out of the pack. Uncle Howdy also does look amazing. This is my first Uncle Howdy. Okay, this is my very first Uncle Howdy figure. I've never had an Uncle Howdy before, so I cannot wait to get this out of the box. I am a huge Bray Wyatt fan. Huge Wyatt 6 fan, man. I love Bray Wyatt. I wish he was still alive. Absolute legend. Just one of the best wrestlers of all time. Absolutely loved him. I love the Fiend. I love everything he did. He was just an absolute mastermind in wrestling, man. And to see it continue with the Wyatt 6 is very good. I'm glad that they are finally starting to be on TV more. They're doing better with them. The booking for them is all over the place, to be honest with you, a lot of the time. They did just lose to the MFTs on SmackDown, which it was a stupid decision. They pinned Howdy with a goddamn elbow to the back of the head. That was like one of the most stupid booking decisions I've ever seen, just because Solo Sikoa took the lantern. So, very stupid, yeah, we'll talk more about that when I get them open. Let's get these open. Let's do it, man. I'm going to open on camera. I love opening on camera, so I'm going to do it for you guys. Okay, here we go. I think this is a nice little look with the tripod. Okay, I'm going to slide my hands in here. A little bit hard to do since there is a ring light there, but oh, here's the side of the box. Really cool. I didn't already show off the packaging, but I'm going to slip it. I'm going to open it this side. There we go. Tape is cut. I'm going to move this ring light just a little bit. There we go. And I'm going to take this out of the box. It is huge, so it's hard to fit on full on camera. I'm going to flap these up and I'm going to get it grip. I don't want to rip anything. I'm going to slide them out. Whoop. Whoa, there we are. You got a cool background there as well. Okay, let's take them out and I'm going to put this... I'm going to put that back there so we can have a background. But here they all are. Some of them probably will have to be cut out, unfortunately. But I am going to be taking them all out of the box. Okay, I've taken out all the plastic bits. We will start with taking out Erick Rowan. Let's take out his mask first. Whoa, that came out. Okay, here we go. Here it is, the rabbit mask. He is, of course, Rambling Rabbit. Holy shit. Excuse my language there, but look at that. That is absolutely incredible. I love the detail on it. I was thinking, should there be holes for the eyes? But no, it doesn't look like there should be. So that is just absolutely incredible. Take a look at that, man. This is going to look sick on the figure. Next up, we'll take a look at his mallet. I'll take it out of his hands for you guys. Here it is. It says help on it. And then you get a red circle there for Bray, of course, because he had the red circle. That was part of Bray's design. Mine is a little bit bent, as you guys can see, but I guess it's just because he's been holding it. You can definitely put it back in placement. I would have liked the handle to be a bit longer, but it is what it is. It's still a pretty cool accessory. Let's take Erick Rowan. Jesus Christ. Eric Redbeard out of the box. I don't want to, like, twist the torso too much. I don't like when it gets too loose. But he is an absolute giant. My God, he is massive. I'm going to move this ring light back a little bit. There we go. Here he is. Here is his head scan. Looks pretty like him. I think that's a pretty good head scan. There's a look at that. We got this jacket on here. Pretty cool looking jacket. There's not really any like logos or anything, but you just got some fur on it. And then you got like a line going down with like some buttons there, I think. Pretty much some buttons. Then if you slide the mask on, hold on, I have to get it. It's kind of hard to get. It's a little bit hard to get over the jacket, but you kind of just have to slide it on there. You will see a bit of the beard, which is pretty cool because he does come out with a bit of the beard. And the color here, like the fur, does match the fur in the jacket, so that is really cool. Love the look of that. We'll pop this jacket off here. I don't think it should come off pretty easy because it is rubber. Try not to break it, but there we go. Whoa. Luckily I didn't break it. I did when Erick Rowan was on TV a few weeks ago, and he does have tattoos across here and here, which is a little bit weird the way it's not included on the figure. But maybe at this time period when he wore this ring gear, he didn't have those tattoos. I'm not 100% sure. But there is a look at the torso. Here's a look at the sleeve of arm attached. There's a lot of tattoos on his arm here. It says something there on his hand. I think it's kind of in like cryptic kind of writing. Could be like, I don't know, like maybe like Viking writing or something. I don't know, because he kind of has like a bit of a Viking look to him. There's a bit of a close-up on that. It's kind of hard to see there, but there that is. I'm not sure what that says. You kind of got like a skull design. You got a woman there. Pretty cool. And then you got another arm sleeve of tattoos. These look, yeah, they're like the same. He has like the same amount of arms. And then kind of same thing going on with the hand again. And yeah, pretty much the same. Articulation, you know, you're just getting the standard. You're going to get pretty much everything. Oh, he does move quite smooth, so it's not very tight, which is a good thing. Yeah, pretty nice articulation there. I wouldn't say it's too stiff or anything. I'd say you're going to get a decent amount. Of course, it is going to be a little bit, like you're not going to get like, what would I say? It's going to be hard to do certain things because he's so big, I guess. You know, like, I mean, like, it depends on what you're going for. I don't know what pose, but like, let's say you want to do, I don't know, a Claymore with Erick Rowan. Like, it's going to look a bit weird, you know, like you're not going to get that much articulation with him because he's so big, basically is what I'm trying to say, because sometimes they are kind of just like a block, the big guys. But there is Erick Rowan. He does have quite small feet. I will take a look at the trousers actually really quickly. Here's a look. There's a cool belt. You got some cool sculpting on there, so I'm glad we have a bit of detail on there. It's not just all painted on. That's pretty cool. That's nice. The boots are tiny. I don't know why his shoes are so tiny. These do look a bit weird, I think. They don't look like, when you put them like this, when you have them on, like when you have them to the front, they don't look too weird. But when you move to the side, they just look so damn small. Quite weird. I don't know why his shoe size is so small. They should have definitely been sized up. I don't think Erick Rowan wears a shoe size that small, but it is what it is. Let's take a look at. Okay, next up we have got Uncle Howdy. I'm gonna take him out of the box. His head scan did just come off. What the hell? Okay, I hope that doesn't happen. Let's just take him out, I guess. I'll put the head scan back on. I think that might be loose. That is not a good thing because that is going to make the figure worse. Man, I hope that's not a thing. There is a solution to this. You just put some blue tack in the hole there and then it will stay on. If anybody else gets this pack, let me know in the comments if that happened. We will first take a look at his hat. It should have a red circle on the top because Howdy's hat does have a red circle, but there's no red circle there, as you can see, but still has some pretty cool detail. I did dress up as Uncle Howdy for Halloween a few years back now for a tribute to Bray Wyatt. Rest in peace, Bray, because I think Howdy just has a very cool look, very cool Halloween costume. One of my favorite Halloween costumes I've ever done. There's a look at the head scan. I think it looks pretty cool. You got the mask. You got the hair. There's not a whole lot of going on with this one because it's mainly just black. On the glove, it says Bray. That's a very nice tribute to Bray Wyatt, R.I.P. Bray. It's like the Fiend glove, but it says Bray. The other one, he just has no glove on. He's just, gloveless on the other one. And there he is. A lot of black going on and just kind of like some leather. You got like some little, what would you say, like a belt kind of tying around there, and just it falls down there. What else would I say? He is kind of looking a bit skinny, maybe in the legs. I'm gonna pop this jacket off him real quick. We'll just do it here, I guess. I won't bother pausing it, just really quickly. Jesus Christ, I don't want to break this. Okay, there we go. Let's see. There we go. Okay, I definitely am going to be using this, like, without the jacket if I want to do a match with Howdy. I know the arms do look kind of big, but I'm trying to pop that head scan back on there. My God, I hope. Okay, when you move it, it gets a bit loose. We will have to fix that. You got some buttons there. You got a belt. There's not a whole lot going on. Like I said, it's kind of just all black ring gear. The legs are maybe a little bit skinny, and you just got some black details. On the Ultimate, there's like some stripe on his trousers. Like there's a little more detail with that. Then you got black boots. That really does it for Uncle Howdy. Now I'm going to move on to Nikki Cross because there's not like that much going on with Howdy. Got to move him aside so we can finally take a look at a Nikki Cross, our last figure. All right, we got her out of the box. The plastic fell over. Here is the head scan. Looks menacing. There that is. You can take away the hair. My God, look at that. There is a look at her dress. You got some, like, I don't know, like some damaging going on. I don't really know what to say, man. It's just kind of like, kind of just looks ragged and old, It looks like a very old dress. Pretty cool figure. I mean, I don't really collect too many women's figures, but you're going to have to get Nikki Cross to have her in the Wyatt 6. There is the figure. Her articulation is not going to be great because the dress is really going to, you're not going to get much. Like, you can't put the leg up because of the dress. You can't put her legs out because of the dress. Black boots. So, I don't really mind because Nikki Cross doesn't wrestle too much, and I don't really do like women's matches on the channel or anything like that. I probably just would have her come out with the Wyatt 6, or like for a picture she'd just be there, or if I was to put them on a shelf she'd just be there. But yeah, articulation doesn't matter too much for me. But there's the head scan, and there is the figure. Pretty nice Nikki Cross figure, and it is very cool to add them all to the Wyatt 6 collection. Okay, so just final parts of the video. Going to be talking about each figure, giving them a score out of 10, doing some comparisons, that kind of stuff. Now, I want to just come back and maybe do a little bit more of a talk about each figure. We'll start with Erick Rowan, and then we'll finish with Nikki Cross. Really quickly, talking about Erick Rowan, again, I'm going to probably should move this back. They're probably going to fall just so I can have a little more space. But Erick Rowan is absolutely massive. He is the biggest figure out of them all. He is huge. I absolutely love this rabbit mask. This is absolutely incredible accessory. That is so sick. The hammer is as well a very cool accessory. I just wish it was a bit longer, but it is what it is. I think the best figure out of the set is definitely the Erick Rowan. You're getting the most with him. You're getting the bunny mask, or the rabbit mask, rambling rabbit mask. You're getting the hammer, and you're getting a good entrance good, which is rubber. It's soft rubber though. It's not too hard. It's easy to get on the figure. The detail on this figure is really good. I think, like the stitching going down the side of the trousers. I only have really two things that bring it down, two gripes, two complaints. Are the shoes are way too small. It's not the biggest deal in the world, and at least he does stand okay. Mine does. I did see one reviewer saying it didn't stand the greatest. And he should have tattoos, like, kind of on his chest and on his arms, like on his chest. Yeah, he should have tattoos on his chest, and kind of like right there, as you can see. That's like his chest. That's like over. Yeah, you get what I mean. But yeah, they're like my only two gripes for the Erick Rowan figure. I think the Erick Rowan figure is very good. If I was to give this figure a score out of 10, I think I would give it... I think this figure deserves around like a solid 8. I think I'd give this figure like an 8. The articulation's good. The accessories are good. It only really has two things that aren't the greatest. Only really has two things that let it down, which are like the shoes and the way it's missing some tattoos. But other than that, I think it is a phenomenal figure. I'm going to give him we're going 8 out of 10. That could almost have been like a 9 to 10, but 8 out of 10. Okay, Uncle Howdy. My complaints with Uncle Howdy is you don't get a lantern with him, which I think is something that definitely should have came with this figure, but it is what it is. I already have this lantern right here that I'm going to be using for Howdy. I guess you could if you wanted to like just put this in his hand, the Fiend lantern, you can also use this one, which is very cool. This would look sick for some pictures, or if you want to do like a figure match with the Wyatt 6, we'll put them on the shelf and he was holding that'd be really cool. Mine is broken. I do need to glue it back together, but really cool accessory from Bray. There's no red circle on the hat. That would be that's one complaint about this figure. He's too small. Howdy is meant to be 6 foot, and he like literally is quite small. If you put him next to Gacy is taller than him, and if you go watch Wyatt 6 match, go look at the image. Gacy, I don't know how tall Gacy is, but he is smaller than Uncle Howdy. And he even looks bigger in the body. He is too skinny as well. He's way too skinny. He should be way more, a bit more fat, a bit more chunky than that, because Howdy he has kind of like a Bray Wyatt physique, right? He has very similar physique to Bray. He's kind of fat, he's kind of chunky, which is a good thing. He has a bit of mass to him, has a bit of a size to him. That's a good thing for a wrestler. You don't want them to be just this skinny twig. But he's too skinny. He's too short. Other than that, I really like the figure. I like the head scan. I like the entrance good. I like the ring gear. They maybe could have gave a little more detail. Like the stripes on the trousers would have been nice. It is full black. But other than that, that's really all I got to complain about the figure. I'm going to give this figure a 7 out of 10. I don't think it's anywhere near perfect because I think that it's too small and it's too skinny. I am going to compare this to a Bray Wyatt figure. I don't want to compare this to a Bray Wyatt figure, but overall, it is a really nice Uncle Howdy figure, and I'm glad I finally added him to the collection. I don't have the Ultimate Edition, so I'm not sure. Okay, so I will compare Howdy to Bray and the other members. I'm going to put all the Wyatt 6 together at the end of the video. But moving on. I think I'll go 7 out of 10 for Uncle Howdy. Then we got Nikki Cross. Overall, good head scan. Cool ring gear. I guess my only complaint is that the articulation is not great because of the dress. If this was cloth, it would have been no problem, but they decided to make it rubber. So I guess I'd give her like around a 7 as well. Maybe like an 8 to 7. Yeah, probably around that. You're not really getting anything with her either. It's like no interchangeable hands, but maybe like a 7 to 8. Man. Yeah, I'll go 7. I think that's a fair score. Okay, now I do want to compare Howdy to like Bray Wyatt. Okay, so here is Uncle Howdy next to Bray Wyatt, and as you can see, I know Howdy isn't as big as Bray. Like I don't think he's as muscular or like fat, I guess, but he is still pretty, he still does have a very similar physique to Bray Wyatt. Like Bray Wyatt is much chunkier and much bigger than Howdy. I think Howdy is a little bit skinny. I know Bo isn't, like I said, he isn't as big as Bray, but that wouldn't be one of my complaints. But they do look pretty cool together when you put them together. Like Howdy and Bray, of course, wear a thing, like they were like a unit before Bray did pass away. This is like the last thing Bray did. He was with Howdy, and then it looked like we were forming the Wyatt 6, kind of like they were kind of like involved in Bray's match with LA Knight, the glow in the dark match. I can't remember what it was called, but that match basically, the Wyatt 6 were involved with that, but they had like the earlier looks. It wasn't like the looks that they have now. And Howdy was, of course, like his sidekick basically. So it is pretty cool to put these in the ring together. There they are together. Okay, so here's Uncle Howdy next to an Ultimate Edition Bray Wyatt when he faced LA Knight in the Glow in the Dark match. We got an Elite Bray Wyatt, an earlier Bray Wyatt, like the Wyatt family Bray Wyatt. I can't remember what series these are. We got an Ultimate Edition Fiend. This is when he faced Randy Orton at WrestleMania. Cool gear. We got the first Elite Fiend. This was like the first ever Fiend. I remember being so excited to get this figure. Still think it is one of the better releases from the Fiend and Bray Wyatt's figures. And then we got the Burnt Fiend, which is also very cool. So there is Howdy next to all of them. That does look really, really cool. That looks sick. And here we got Bray Wyatt with Erick Rowan, Rambling Rabbit, and Uncle Howdy. This looks very cool. That looks sick. Okay, and now we got the Wyatt 6 with Bray Wyatt, because how it should have been if Bray was still with us. Of course, if he was still alive, this is what it would have been. The Wyatt 6 with, of course, Bray is the 6th member. So there that is. Thank you a lot for watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Mountfun Figures. Mountfun Figures out.